Why should we feed the hungry? Good morning, All Souls Community Church. Today is Thursday, December the 10th. And one of the most famous passages of scripture around this Christmas time comes from Isaiah chapter 9. For unto us a child is born, for unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and he shall be called what? Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. And of his government and peace there shall be no end. Or to put it a different way, when Jesus came to this earth, he brought with him a kingdom that was designed to advance. It was designed to grow, and part of that kingdom necessarily included feeding hungry bellies. Jesus came to feed our bellies and to feed our souls. We see that in the call of the prophet Isaiah, Isaiah 55, when he says, "Come to me, all of you are hungry. Come and eat. Come and buy without money, without price. Eat. Let your bellies be satisfied, even as you enter into the promise of the coming Messiah who's come to fulfill our souls." When Jesus walked on the earth, it was not by mistake that he then went out into the wilderness and fed hungry souls with manna from heaven, 5 loaves and 2 fish. And then after he fed the bellies of 5,000 hungry people, what did Jesus himself say? "But I am the bread of life. I've not come simply to feed your bellies, but I've come to reestablish the relationship that you've been made for that will actually satisfy your soul." And therefore, as Christians, it is our responsibility, it's our duty, but it's also our privilege and our joy to go out into this very broken world in search for other hungry people, just like us, whose bellies are hungry and whose souls are starving for the one relationship that we were actually made to know and enjoy. And so why am I telling you all this? Well, because I'm about to take you on a little journey. I want to invite you to come and see what we're doing today. This day, I'm actually filming it on Wednesday. You're seeing it on Thursday. But we are receiving our very first delivery of food in our partnership with the Sloatsburg Food Pantry. We are getting ready to feed over 400 families next week. I want to show you what we're doing, but first, I wanted to tell you why we're doing it. So now that you have the why, let me show you the what. And just in case you didn't realize, that is snow in the background. Of course, it's snowing on the first day of us receiving our delivery. But here are two champions putting food in our back closet here. And here we are receiving our truck. Sloatsburg Food Pantry, feeding over 400 hungry families that are food insecure, that don't know where they're going to get their next meal. Over 400 of them just from this Suffern School District alone. Here we are, over 16,000 pounds of food being received. And these wonderful volunteers here to help us unpack. I think you'll notice some of them, or recognize some of them, even through their masks. But here we are, friends. This is what it looks like to be the people of God, doing the work of God. Now that it's super loud, I'm gonna move over here just to give you a bigger picture as to what's going on. Pardon my squint, that's the snow. But here's what this process is looking like for us. Receiving a big rig full of food that we get to share with hungry neighbors. What greater privilege could there be? Will you pray with us? Will you pray with us that God will provide for everything we need, that he will bring those who are actually hungry in our community, that we can help them? Will you pray with us for safety? You could see the amount of work that we're doing to get the stuff off the truck and the heavy lifting that has to happen. Pray for safety for bodies. But would you also pray, that as we feed hungry bellies, that God will open up doors for us to also feed hungry souls? That's who our Jesus is. That's what he's about. That's why it matters. And so, friends, this day, as we're in our very first day of partnering with the Sloatsburg Food Pantry, we are excited about what God's doing. And we want to invite you in to pray, to come serve, to give, to be a part of what God's doing through and in All Souls Community Church. We are thrilled by what our God is doing, as we've asked, Lord, how do you want us? How do you want us to be those who manifest your kingdom, who put shape to, flesh out the good news of Jesus to this community? Well, here's one very tangible way that he's doing that. Thanks be to God. Have a great Thursday.